Welcome back to Behind the Vocals. This week we are joined by the one and only Myke Terry of Volumes and Fire from the Gods. It's an amazing episode where we talk all things vocals, lyrics, fun tour stories, the new Volumes album, as well as the new Fire from the Gods single, and much, much more. So without further ado, let's get into the episode. All right, we are joined by the one and only Mr. Myke Terry of Volumes and Fire from the Gods. Sir, how are you doing?
I'm great, man. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. It is an absolute honor and a pleasure to have you on the show. I know we were just chatting a little bit before we went live, but dude, thank you so much for being here. It's I've been a fan of your work for a long time, so I'm stoked to chat all things vocals with you.
Thank you so much, man. It's great to be here.
How you doing? How's everything going?
I'm great, man. It's been busy. It's been busy, and it's about to get even busier. So, it's just I'm having a great time so far.
Hey, love hearing that. I'm glad your 2026 is starting off busy and starting off great. That's what we want to hear.
So far, so good.
All right, what I like to do to kind of get everything going is just to kind of give you the floor, let you introduce yourself, and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Wow, okay. My name is Myke Terry.
It's like class. We're like in school again. It's like introduce the new student, kind of deal.
All right. My name is Myke Terry. I enjoy long walks on the beach. I have two Frenchies that I do. No, I don't know. What would you like to know? I have no idea.
This anything about it. Well, first off, you're a Frenchie dad. You got Frenchies, you said?
Yeah, I do. I have two.
I have
boys,
a Boston
Winston
Terrier, so little.
Oh,
man.
It's
a little
they're the same.
smaller.
They're cousins. They're around the corner.
Crazy.
They're
Are yours hyper and like wild?
It comes in waves. They go crazy and then they sleep for like 6. They're asleep right now, but it's getting close to the time they're about to start tearing it up.
Yeah, we always joke, like she'll get like really wild and then she'll sleep for like 20 hours, and we're just like, all right, whatever. Like she's sleeping somewhere.
Yep, and it's cool as long as I can hear snoring and hear the snores and the farts. I'm happy.
Yeah, good. For sure.
Yeah.
So you've been doing vocals for a long time. How long have you been doing vocals?
I guess like taking it seriously, 2002.
Okay.
As far as being in bands, I mean, I was in like chorus and stuff like that in elementary and middle school. But I didn't really, at that time I didn't. I mean, I was just doing it because we needed to choose an elective, and it was easy for me. So, but as far as like taking, being a singer as like a legitimate job seriously, like 2002, right out of high school. Yeah.
Did you kind of already sing before chorus and stuff? Did you kind of already like have a understanding of it, or know that you had that gift?
Kinda. I just at the time. I mean, I didn't know if it was necessarily good. I just sung what felt nice to, felt good to sing.
Yeah.
And my parents never told me to shut up, so I guess I did something right.
So how did you go from chorus to the more aggressive side with metal and everything?
I mean, I think it was just being introduced to metal. And just experimenting and listening to that kind of music. I mean, I started playing guitar and then, coming into singing, it was just like, oh man, this is cool. I can, it's just something to like try and emulate, because at that time I didn't really know. I had no idea how that sound was being generated. So it was cool to like mess around and, kind of stumble and fumble my way through trying to figure out how to get the scream to come out.
Oh yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Well, that's awesome. So you've been at this for a while, about 24 years or so.
Yeah, I'm old, man.
I'm right there with you. I'm an old man. So how did you learn to do vocals? Because especially if you started in 2002, there was not the wealth of knowledge we have now. Because now, there's YouTube videos everywhere of like vocal academies and science studies, and there's stuff everywhere. And definitely, like, I know when I started, 10, 15, whatever years ago, it was kind of trial and error, and just Zenna screaming was, people would pass that along, but other than that, there's nothing to tell you like how to properly do anything.
Yeah, I definitely it started actually. My truth of the matter is I really learned how to scream from my younger brother. We were in a band together, and I play guitar, he sang. Then when it came time for me to have to learn how to sing, I was like, hey, you gotta show me how to do this. So a lot of trial and error, a lot of sore throats, a lot of blown out vocals, and I kind of like, dragged my way into figuring out how to get it done, and just kind of just took it from there. And then I took the Zenna screaming, shot almost across, that was literally like, that blew the doors open for me. And it just showed me that it was more air and more of like control than trying to make sound, I guess, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so that was pretty cool. And it to like learn those that unlocked the door for me and really helped me like really start to take it seriously and like really learn like if you can master like your breathing and all that, then you can really, you know, make some good singing happen.
Okay. Nice. So what was your brother kind of what inspired you to become a vocalist, or what kind of got you wanting to do the singing?
No, not necessarily. I think that I mean I didn't. I've said that a million times. I never really actually wanted to be a singer for a band. That just kind of came out of necessity. So I think with that, I wanted to not suck. So I just that's kind of what it was. It was just driven by the want to sound the best and just you not be and be able to get through a set without losing my voice. Kind of that was like
Yeah.
the big thing because you know nothing's worse than you go to hit it and nothing's coming out. It's
Oh yeah.
real bad. It's not fun.
It's funny how many vocalists actually it's more of a necessity than like I grew up always wanting to be like the front man. It's like band needed somebody to do it, and I was like I'll do it, kind of thing, and like off and running from there. It's funny like how many people have that story.
Yeah, you know, I, I mean, now that I look back on it, and just because I have been singing for so long, and it's just become just a part of me, like I couldn't see I can see myself playing and singing because I do that, you know, but not just to solely just play guitar and not sing at all. I don't know, maybe that would feel weird now.
Yeah.
I think it's the reverse.
So is guitar the only other instrument you play, or do you play anything else?
That I could actually claim that I play. Yeah, I mean, I can get around on a bunch of different instruments, but I would never say, hey man, I'm a drummer. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, but I can get around on the drums
Okay.
for sure. Yeah.
Man of all talents, I see. Okay. Nice, nice. All right, so vocals when you were learning, what were some early mistakes you made?
Just trying to push too hard and force it, and just trying to like because you want to sound so brutal and so
Yeah.
tough and like, and trying to like push that, and it's literally it's the opposite. It's like the more you relax and chill out, you have more control, and you can achieve the most vicious, nasty, brutal sounds by just chilling out.
Yeah.
And same thing with singing as well. Clean singing, you can make some of the most beautiful music if you just, you know, just sing small. You know what I mean? Singing to a tiny little box kind of thing.
Okay. Nice. I love
Yeah.
that. Was there an aha moment kind of for you, like when you were learning, like where it all kind of clicked? Like I don't know if it was a Zen of screaming or what, but where it was just like, oh, this makes so much more sense now. Like, you know.
Yeah, have been a lot of those kind
Yeah.
of moments.
Those are the best.
I mean,
too.
yeah, it really is, man. Because it's like because you've been looking for this answer for so long and trying to figure it out, and you know, or you have this hurdle you can't get around, and just once it clicks for you, it's like landing a sick ass trick on a skateboard. You know, he's just like because you get to the wall, you get to that point and you can't get past that point, and it's frustrating, like especially in like a recording setting or live or anywhere. It's just like you know, for me it's like no, when I have like a problematic part coming up, sometimes I get like a little shook. I'm like, fuck, I got this, and then just having like rethink the things that I've learned and just like chill out and like just, you know, the little steps, and all this is happening in like at light speed before the note comes out. This is like up until the note. It's like, okay, man, chill out. All your checklists. Okay, now let it rip. And then it's like, okay, cool. We good. It's all good. It's all okay.
It's crazy how your brain works too. Like you said, right before the note comes up, how much stuff goes through your brain before that part? Like it is insane.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. And a lot of times there's a lot of noise going on in my head, and it's just like it'd be the stupidest stuff too. Be like, man, I want tacos. Oh, man. Oh, what's that smell? Oh, something smells good here. Like, man, you know, some weed would be good. Like, and then it's like, oh, I got this note coming up, and then you just like trying to focus and get it done in like the split second, and it's like running a maze for me. It's crazy. it gets out of hand sometimes.
So I have to derail us a little bit. I want to ask. You recently closed a chapter of your life with Bury Your Dead. They had a farewell show. How was that? I've seen the videos and it looked insane. Just
yeah, man. It was an amazing experience just to see, to be able to take a look and look back over the history of all of the stuff you've done, and to be able to be like, all right, cool, and be able to send it off in a way like that I think it's pretty incredible. I hope that all of the bands that I'm in are able to bow out in that kind of a way, because, a lot of bands don't get that opportunity.
Yeah.
They don't get, it's always just working towards the goal or working towards getting, whatever it is. And it's very rare that you get to turn around and take a look and see all of the work that you've actually accomplished. And so for one last show to have that happen, it's kind of cool, man. It was pretty emotional. And, I hadn't seen some of those guys in like 10 years. So for us to be able to come back together and then just hit the ground running like nothing happened was pretty phenomenal, honestly.
And Bury Your Dead's definitely a band that's influenced a ton of people, throughout the cycles of it. And it was awesome. It was really cool. The videos I saw, it looked like it was a crazy show. Just very,
it was wild.
Yeah, it's very emotional, definitely, for sure. Just seeing, the different members up there and the different things going on, and ending in a hometown, right? Wasn't it New England Metal Festival?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so. Yeah, mm-hmm. Yeah. So the old stomping grounds for the boys, man. It's it was really cool. Like everyone's families were there, and just people you'd seen coming to shows for the duration of our whole career, and then they're bringing their children, and their children are in the pit too, and it's just like, dude,
that's crazy.
It's wild, man. So I don't know, it was awesome. It was a sick experience for sure. Yeah. And we got to see Cannibal Corpse. That was tight.
Hey, there you go.
Right after us, so it's like we finished playing and they started ripping, and I was stoked.
Damn, that's crazy. That's awesome. Okay, so when you're getting ready for vocals, do you have a routine, and does it change based on if you're doing a one-off show like a festival or just even like a one-off whatever show, or on tour, or even if you're under the weather, or studio? Do you change it depending on different variables, or kind of the same, or do you not do anything?
Yeah, actually, I feel like I've developed a lot of different methods, I guess you could call it. For me, it's like I train how I live, I guess you could say. So a lot of times you don't get a lot of sleep, and you gotta learn how to push through tired. And so I push my voice and do things that simulate being on tour or being on the road, and I do a lot of prep work beforehand. That's usually what really gets me through tour, is the work that I put in before. I do a lot of because I still have all of my lessons, all my vocal lessons, all the classes. I still have all of those, so I go through a lot of those pretty frequently, especially weeks leading up to a tour. And I do a lot of cardio, because it's really demanding for it to be able to have that kind of control for an hour. So what I usually do is I'll my cardio, I'll take the set list of whatever we're going to play, and then my cardio will just be, I have to run through that set and just run and sing the set out loud to myself. It starts off barely being able to get the air out, and then but by the day before a performance starts or something like that, I'm at least, because I'm not trying to freak anybody out running down the street screaming, but at least I can feel the push. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sometimes it happens. Some of those runs are pretty brutal, but but that's kind of my gauge of where I'm at as far as my lungs are.
Mm-hmm.
It's for the screaming aspect. It's because I think that's the most demanding for me, is the pushing and the holding of that.
Yeah.
So, if I can get through the set with running and doing my little cardio stuff, then I'm okay, that's a good indicator. And then I'll just, I can sing in the house. I sing the parts, sing in the shower a lot. I really, that was one of the crazy tricks that I was taught, is how to, this trick of singing in the shower and using your voice to bounce, so you hear exactly what your voice sounds like. It's by singing this close to the shower and cupping your ears, so that when you're singing this way, you hear what's going on. Like that's your actual voice. You know?
Okay.
And you singing that like you're not belting, you're singing at a controlled, small, very small. Like that's what I was saying before, singing into a small box.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of envision singing into a box, and you have your ears like that, and the water's running, and you can have your music on or whatever. But if you're pitch matching, and you hear what you're sounding like, if it don't sound like the record, you need to adjust, Yeah. And then so you just take little stuff like that, and so I'll do a lot of that, and yeah, mostly just the cardio and those kind of little tricks and the breathing exercises, and that's kind of what really helps me through on tour. It's because it's completely different on tour because now it's just like you have the adrenaline and the actual putting it out there on stage. So I get tired. I try not to talk too much at the end of when we play. That's a lot. It's like the recovery for me.
Yeah.
I just try and not talk a lot, and that usually helps. And just like my warm-up exercises are different. It's more like keeping it warm instead of maintenance versus like trying to hash out and like actually do like the major work. The major work is usually done weeks before I leave. Yeah.
And usually I've definitely seen like a common thing for most like musicians that tour a lot. Like the first week is kind of like maybe the first show is pretty good, and then you kind of have like a little bit of a lull as you're getting your voice like in tour shape, I guess, for lack of a better term. Yeah. And then after like first week or week and a half, you're off and running. It's just a machine at that point. Like,
yeah, I usually can get it going by second. Always first shows are always pretty rough. I don't know what it is. It's my whole career has always been first shows of tour are always brutal. Even if they're good, they're just like, because it's just like you're working in a new vibe. You're starting it off.
Yeah.
Everyone's coming into it. We've been apart for a while. It's just it's different from coming out of straight rehearsals and then starting the riff, because now you're adding everyone else's energy, and that that's just a completely different ball game. So after the second, third show, we're usually like back to smooth sailing, because we drill really hard outside of right like a week or two before we get going.
Yeah. Do you do anything special for studio to get ready to go record, or?
Just hope for the best. Literally, I think with studio stuff, that is probably what I do the least warming up and the least, because they're just gonna break it down anyways. Anything I do is just gonna be like it's either gonna be good, or we're gonna have to do it a million times anyway. So that the warm up is already, it's gonna be happening. So
fair.
It's just,
yeah.
And plus, I sometimes in the rawness of those takes and not being warm up, you come across good stuff. So
yeah,
you don't want to give that away either. So I just go in there pretty cold and we warm up and take our time in the studio.
Okay. So I have to know, what are you singing in the shower? Are you singing your stuff, or is there like a go-to song that's not yours that you're singing just to kind of like get going?
It just depends on what I'm listening to, really. Or if there's like certain songs that I'm working on, like the higher stuff, or like the more difficult songs that we have, I usually just work on those. Or or if I hear some pop song and then it's just stuck in my head, like a Demi Lovato, man. She gets that shit gets me going, man. It's crazy.
What's some of the non like your material that you're stuck on right now that's in your rotation?
Ooh, let's see. What have I been? I've been going a little crazy today, man. Today, let's just see what I listened to today. Today I listened to Olivia Dean. Her voice is magical voice. Then I found this new artist named Jared Martin. It's like shoegazy. It was really, really sick. I found him on the Instagram, and then I checked him out on Spotify. He's sick. Shout out to him. And then Fit for an Autopsy, See a Tragic Beast. That was my workout music today. Normally,
who was the one after Fit? Did you say Sea of Treachery? Who'd you say?
No, See a Tragic Beast there.
Oh, okay. I was like, whoa. Bringing back the 2010 metalcore there for a second, I thought.
Oh, I mean that Sea of Treachery. Now you're talking about something.
Hey,
that's old. I haven't heard that name in forever.
I loved Sea of Treachery. Alex was a homie, and that was a band. That's why I was like, oh damn, we're bringing out some 2010. We're bringing it back.
They were sick. they were sick.
I was curious if you had a little bit of the heavy in there, because I know some people they really don't listen to metal like when they're not performing or anything, you know, and it could be just not want to be influenced when they're writing or whatever, or just they just don't want to hear it because they hear it, you know, every night for months at a time. And
yeah, I still enjoy it. I still love metal. I really love black metal.
Really?
Tech metal. Yeah.
Okay. Who are some of your black metal bands?
Ooh, Emperor is really sick, man. Batushka is one of this is a German band. I'm terrible about it. It's like Der Weg. It's called The Way to Freedom, however you say that in German. They are super sick.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I don't know. That's kind of where I think if I could do any kind of music, I'd be in a tech metal or a death metal band, but I just don't got it. I don't got it like that.
You got it. I think you can do it. I got faith.
Oh, man. I think that would be like I would wish I could be like long hair corpse paint and like
side project,
all blast beats, behemoth, like you know, like real sick, you know, that kind of shit. That'd be awesome.
It's a new side project coming from you. See it now.
One day.
I don't know how you would have time. Seems like your schedule's just loaded with the band now.
I really, you know, I want more work. I'd love to figure out a way to make more. So
hey, that's awesome.
It's cool. It's
also,
as long as I can, you know, get it while you can. You know, it's not. I don't think I'll be doing it forever, but while I can, I'm gonna have a good time and just make it do what it do.
Hell yeah, and yeah, man, you've got a hell of a body of work already. Like your stuff you've done is insane, and I have to say I really appreciate the kind of the wide spectrum you gave us of music that you listen to. I'm the same way. I listen to a little bit of everything. I feel like it helps you overall, like as a musician too, to like not just be kind of not. I mean, I guess it is kind of narrow-minded, but like if you're just like, I'm only gonna listen to hardcore, and that's cool. Right. If that's all you're into and that makes you happy, dude, listen to hardcore until you can't. Like, you know, but I get moods where I'm like, I'm gonna listen to this. I'm more tech death, or I want more like I want deathcore. Or maybe I want pop. My son, you know, like having kids and stuff, we're listening to it's that Netflix show, K-pop, Demon Hunter. Like, I'm like, this shit's kind of catchy. Like, I appreciate it. Like,
it gets you, man.
Yeah.
Once it gets you, it's like you're locked in.
Yeah.
You can't help it. It's got you.
So, I mean, I definitely appreciate that, listening to all kinds of stuff. Like, yeah, I think it helps you.
I agree. I think for me, it's like listening to other kinds of music or other bands or other whatever genres helps me to. I can take stuff away from that, you know, whether it be a chord progression or the way that the singer is saying something or anything. There's a multitude of things you could take away from it and then apply it to whatever it is I'm working on at the current time. And I think that is what helps me, and it makes it easier for me, is being able to have a lot to pull from because I take the time to expose myself to more different kinds of rhythms and you know, frequencies, more or less.
Yeah. Do you pretty much stay up to date with metal too, like just the different metal artists out and the albums and stuff?
I mean, I try to, man, but it's like I feel like every day somebody else is coming out, and like, you know, it's just like, especially I do a lot of looking at bands on Instagram. I love seeing like nasty breakdown. You know, that shit's sick to me. So like watching people freak out, it's just I find that I've found most of my bands that way so far, but I try and stay in tune with it, and you know, just try and stay up on who's doing what, just because it's fun. You know, I enjoy it, and you know, I do find myself listening, just falling back and listening to everything I grew up listening to. So it's cool to like break out of that every now and then. You know what I mean? Yeah, absolutely. And this day and age, it's damn near impossible to keep up with everything, because like back in like the MySpace days and all that, I mean, that's pretty much where you got a lot of your, hey, releases are coming out this day, or this band's doing this. Now it's way easier to release music, to record music, to do any of that. So stuff is coming out constantly, nonstop. Yeah, definitely.
Speaking of kind of like how bands can release now, how do you feel it is being in a band now compared to like, you know, back in like 2002 and stuff? Because it definitely, you know, hitting the streets, handing out flyers, promoting that way. You had MySpace. That was pretty much it, right? Back then, like, as far as social media. Now there's Dude, there's so many social medias now. It's everywhere, and I feel like you definitely have to have an online presence to really push now to like help get your music out.
Yeah, it definitely is like, it's really hard to stand out now. I feel like trying to start a band right now seems like it'd be a nightmare. Like, because it's just like the stream is so full of everybody's a band right now. Everybody's doing it. So it's like, I don't know. Trying to start over, like, if I don't know if I would have not already done the work and to be where I am right now and being able to have the freedom to do, other projects and to, have some kind of support behind, I don't think I would do it. Hell no.
Yeah,
it's too hard, man. It's too hard.
It's
hard. It was hard already. It was hard when I started doing it. But looking back, it was still fun. And I mean, I'm not saying that it's not fun now, and it's not, there aren't struggles, but I wouldn't want to struggle like that right now for sure. So hats off to all the bands that are really in there, really fucking it up and figuring out ways to push out of the rat race. It's fucking hard. I don't, for us, like you said, it was MySpace. So we had, like, for the East Coast, there was this one called Fear.com, and that's like that was where you got your shows, and like that was where you figured it out. Like, that was it. And or like mailers and stuff like that.
Yep.
It was very like, the stream was like this. It was very narrow. It wasn't like very wide, and anyone could just jump in at once. It's like, you could jump in, but you're gonna fucking spin your wheels and figure it out, and until you figure out a way to break ahead on the ground. You didn't have the internet have the internet to help you. You actually had to put your feet on the ground and be out playing the shows and making the friends and shaking the hands and doing the shit and being cold.
In-person networking.
Yeah, right. Exactly, man. It's like, I think that that part being taken out of the game now kind of sucks. I do miss that. It was more intimate. And like, a lot of those relationships that I made back then were still tight now because it was just like, we physically, like, we work together, like, versus just we're typing on emails and you probably never even see the guy.
Yeah.
And you have this business together, it's just kind of weird. It's more mechanical now, I feel like.
Yeah, definitely. It's more saturated too, because like to get high quality recordings back in the day, you had to go to like, a Sturgis or somebody like a big producer, that put out the records and spend the money. And now there's so much like DAWs and like plugins and things you can get that you can put out a good sounding like material. It's wild
by yourself. As like a one man thing, and it's I think that's so crazy. It's just like,
we've come a long way.
It has. That's why I'm so fortunate that we are able to do what we are able to do and still be able to survive in this climate. And, I think that is very special because it's so hard to make it and hard to stay afloat, really.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It's tough. So I definitely feel struggle like doing music again after my hiatus. It's almost been a shock. Like, obviously I have like, I'm used to doing stuff on the internet and everything, but I was like, wow, this is not what I'm used to at all. Like, how I'm approaching everything is vastly different than how it was back then. It's
yeah, definitely.
And just it's crazy. It's a crazy time, man. I love hearing how people's mindset like have changed over the years that have been doing it for a long time, because how you've had to essentially evolve to kind of go with the way it is now.
Yeah, you gotta evolve to survive in this game, man. It's crazy.
You guys are doing it though. You're still pumping it out. You have a new album. We can talk about that a little bit. It jams. I have to say, this may not. I don't know if this is a popular opinion. I don't really know. Like, what would you say is the hits right now off of the album? Before I say which one's mine.
Man, oh boy, I love them all. So
to me, I don't know what it is. Adrenaline is extremely catchy. Like the vocal, like the way you guys do like the vocal melodies and stuff, super catchy. And then I think it's around like, it's near the end of the song, like around like 240-ish range. The way the guitar kind of comes in, like the rhythm, and the way it's like kind of just riding like a jam with you guys singing, dude, so good. Chef's kiss. Like when I heard it the first time, I was like, damn, okay, all right, You guys are.
That one was very special to record. I had a lot of fun doing that one because we took a different approach on that, and because normally it's like the way we record is opposite of how this one came out. So, and we were working in the same room, so it was like he would do his part, Michael would do his parts, and then I would do mine, or we would like switch out, and I would do a part in, and then just so we were like really getting into the vibe of singing together, almost kind of, we were trying to give it that effect. So I think that kind of really showed through on that song on the album.
What are some of your favorites on the album?
Stitch, I really love Stitch. Dream, California. Oof, Bad Habit, A Gentleman, obviously. Like I said, all of them, man. This album really rocks for me. It really checks off all the boxes. We really went hard on trying to just get it all out on the table on this one. So I don't have a favorite. Everyone is special in its own way for me.
It's an awesome album. Congratulations, man. You guys crushed it. It's sick.
Thanks, dog. Shit.
I want to know. So when you joined Volumes, how was it going into like the dual vocalist kind of thing? Like, was it tough to adjust? Because it is a different dynamic when you have someone else you're bouncing parts off. I'm assuming it can definitely be tricky when it's not just you doing everything and maybe having like a backup vocalist, but having to like kind of bounce off each other and write together. How was that?
It was cool. I mean, it was definitely a learning experience because I had never done it before. Mm-hmm. But it was so easy because the band is already so heavy rhythmically driven, and like, so it was like a lot of just grooving. It's just a lot of groove. It's a lot of groove, and then the way that they track the vocals for like different animals, it like kind of taught me to use the voice as like an extra drum almost, And so in parts where I'm not singing, and Gus was singing, he was the drum, he was that part of the rhythm, and then when my turn was going, and then when we were doing the back and forth, it was just like the drums was going together. So, and then on top of the drums, this just made the polyrhythm thicker.
Yeah.
And I think that was like, because I had never really, I mean, Bury Your Dead was very straightforward, mm-hmm. Right? It wasn't like, there was not a lot of polyrhythms going on in Bury Your Dead. It was very like straight beat down, four on the floor. With this was a whole new thing. It was like learning how to like bob and weave and like flow. And I think that was, it took a little bit to learn, but it was really easy because I had someone to lean on.
Yeah.
I had Gus to lean on, because he was there, he was already doing it. So it's like, just do this, and they just kind of just clicked. I was like, it was that for me. It was an aha moment. Okay. It's like, oh, this is how it goes down. Oh, this is the groove. Oh, okay. And then that's how I learned the volume swag. More or less.
Gotcha. Okay. Hell yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
All right. So going back to, do you do anything for vocal care? I know you kind of talked about not talking after the show, but do you do like teas or anything, or vocal cool downs after the show, or is there anything special off tour or anything?
If there's, I mean, maybe if it just depends on how hard I'm going, I might cool down a little bit, like do like a cool down, like the actual, like a physical, that whole thing.
Yeah.
But most of the time, man, it's just I just letting it rip, and just shut up at the end. Don't try to go too crazy, I don't really try to do very much acidic food. I think I don't do dairy, because those things kind of destroy my voice personally. So I just stay away from that stuff. I can tell, like, because I love ice cream, so sometimes you've had one too many smoke, and it's just the munchies take over, right? And so ice cream is my weakness, and then the next day I wake up, I'm like, oh, what the hell happened? Oh God! So it's never good.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
We're gonna shift gears a little bit. Let's talk lyrics. Where do you go what do you go to for lyrics? Do you do more personal? Do you do conceptual? Do you do a mixed bag? Like, what do you generally pull from lyrically?
For me, I guess it just depends on the project, but I mean, it's always going to be personal, but most of the time it's super personal, but I put it in a mixed bag so that anybody can pull something off of it. So if you're not feeling personal that day, you don't got to take it personally. You can take it on a surface level, and it can just be like something to get you through the day. Sometimes, if it hits in a way that's like cuts, and it's for a specific feeling. And so I just try and just give it a little bit of both. It just depends on what the music is calling for, But
Okay.
I kind of just try and shoot straight.
Gotcha. Nice. Do you have a lyricist that you look up to or admire? Someone's lyric or their body of work that you appreciate?
Man, yeah, there's so many. Um, Tom York, I'm really into him. Radiohead, obviously. I'm really into Fish for an Autopsy. They're like one of my favorite bands.
Okay.
Joe is writing. He just writes in a way that makes me want to like angry, cry, and punch, and it gives me goosebumps.
He's an insane vocalist too. Dude is crazy.
Jesus, I posted something today. He was just doing just ripping. I was like, how is this coming out of a human? It just sounds so.
He was live streaming. I think it was like his practice, I guess, getting ready for stuff, and just it's nuts. So easy.
He makes it look so effortless, man, and that's what I really like that about him. It's because it sounds so full and so like aggressive and just violent, and he makes it look like nothing. And he's just the nicest dude of all time too. On top of that, so it's so sick.
Okay, hell yeah. All right, this next one sucks. I'm gonna go ahead and warn you. This next question sucks. It pretty much gets everybody, so don't feel bad. But do you have a favorite lyric? It can be someone else's. It can be one of your own. It can be both if you have it ready. Whatever's easiest for you. It's tough. It's tough to like pull a lyric like out of thin air.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. I have no idea. Oh man.
Is there any of yours that you can like to stand out that you're just like, yeah, I'm really proud of that one? Hard hitting questions now.
Yeah, you're asking the deep cuts, man. I don't know, not right off the top. Not off the top of my head, no. I have no idea.
It's tough. Yeah, it's if I was put on the spot, I would I don't know. I would struggle.
Yeah, man, I don't know. I'll think about it and then I'll try and read.
If it comes to you, just let me know.
I got you.
Okay.
For sure.
So tips for songwriters as far as like lyrics, patterns, flow, all that good stuff. What kind of tips can you give the songwriters out there?
For me, I usually just try and when I approach a song, I usually just say the first thing I say is, what do I want to say? How am I feeling right now? And what do I want to say? And how do I want to say it? And like that, it takes a second. I was like, listen to it over and over and over again, and I kind of just I just tune out everyone else or whatever, whoever is in the room. And I just kind of just go to a place and it's just like, it's kind of like telling a story. And then just kind of like, get like the main, like what the main point is. Oh, I call it like frame the house and then fill the walls in kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's kind of like, and then if I can get the frame of the house done, then I can come back and, figure out what I want to say in there. But I'll usually do the melody first a lot. If it's a singing song or the cadence rather,
Yeah.
And then like, that's usually that'll like set it off from sets the dominoes to rolling,
Okay. Nice. All right. Do you have a favorite part to perform live vocally? And on the flip side, we all know sometimes in studio we don't always think about, I need to breathe when we're talking about like you were talking about earlier how you have to like you're gonna do a part over and over again, you're gonna keep punching parts and doing it. And then you get the song back and you're like, shit, there needs to be some kind of breath in here because that's a nice little run and I gotta breathe.
Yeah, definitely. Man. That happens to me a lot. But it's a good thing that I have Michael to, if like, because we will record so that, we can pick up if someone leaves off, they can catch on to the thing.
Yeah.
So in most parts, if there's like a big part coming up, that I had like recorded the scream up to the part and then I had to start singing. I'd be like, yo, can you grab this part so I can catch air and then hit this one. So it's like, we work together to make that happen.
Okay. And is there any parts like that you really look forward to live like that?
Yeah. For volumes, Edge of the Earth for sure. Feels good. Void, all of the big, like the really like soaring
Yeah.
choruses. Those are ones. Those are like the parts that I have to work for,
Yeah.
because they can go south really fast, and I've had to, I've had a couple get away from me before. Oh yeah, that are still floating around on YouTube. But so like you learn to, because those don't ever go away. The sour ones always stick out. So yeah, those ones are really, I love like the anticipation of hitting that note and just letting it rock and just like nailing it, and everyone's on stage like, yeah, we're killing it. Like that's cool for me. I really enjoy that part. Fire for the Gods. A lot of the new ones that we have, some that we're putting out, have a lot of parts like that are like really thematic and just like letting it rip. But for their old catalog, In Transmission is one that I really enjoy right now. The song right now, it's another one that's really like awesome. Thousand Lifetimes, SOS, those are the ones we've been working on, and we're like, we've been working on songs that we want to put on for this tour. So it's been cool to like test that out and see which ones are giving me that feeling too. So it's been cool.
Yeah. What about the new Volumes album? Is there any you're looking forward to?
Ooh, yeah, Adrenaline for sure. Bad Habit, Adrenaline, California. What else are we gonna play on this tour?
You guys,
I don't want to give.
You haven't got to play most of those live yet, right?
We've only played Sidewinder live.
Okay. Yeah. I thought you'd only played like maybe one or two. What was Sidewinder and then Soap was the other single, right? Or no?
Yeah. So we have. Oh yes. Oh yeah. Fuck, I forgot about Soap. Yeah, Soap. Yeah, that's gonna be sick to play. Yeah. That's good. Yeah. Oh man, that's crazy. Yeah, that's gonna be awesome. Yeah, that's gonna be a good one. That's gonna be a fun one to play.
All right, so we have a fun question now. This question is inspired by Adam D from Killswitch and Kyle Medina from Body Snatcher.
Okay.
And usually that right away tells everyone. Everyone usually starts laughing whenever I bring up Kyle, because Kyle is.
Yeah, here we go.
Everyone knows Kyle and his shenanigans. So, do you have a favorite call out? And it could be anything from like the normal call outs, like the normal watch calls, to Kyle's known for his off the wall shit that he says. He will say the most random shit on the heaviest parts.
I used to love doing the really wild call outs, but I got myself in trouble a couple times.
You're not the only one that said you've got in trouble for call outs. And like, I had to reel it back a little bit, because
I had to scale it back, man. I don't really do the call outs anymore because I got in trouble. And like, because I'm, in the moment, you're just pumped up, the adrenaline's pumping, you maybe have had a couple drinks and shit's hitting, you feeling yourself, right?
Yeah.
And so like I think what was we were somewhere, and I think I said something along the lines of like, I don't care if you don't have a leg, get up on your feet and mosh, or something to that effect, right?
Yeah.
So someone who didn't have a fucking leg actually took what I said.
Were they there, or was it just like online?
They were in the back. We were playing the show, and the calls are, open this shit up, y'all. Even if you got one leg, get the fuck in the pit. So the only one-legged motherfucker gets in the pit, obviously gets his shit rocked. So show's like, hey, chill, you guys gotta stop. And the dude's like, he's all fucked off, man. And he's holding his leg in the air, man. And I'm just like, I didn't really mean for you to actually go in the pit and with one leg and get bucked. I mean, so after that, I was like, all right, I gotta tone it down, because that's just, it's not cool. And I honestly, I felt embarrassed. It was just all kinds of terrible. I promised myself I didn't never want to feel that way again. So I just I nixed the obscene call outs. But I try and get the people hyped, but I try and do it in a safe and
do you have a go-to now, like a safe go-to one?
No, I don't know. I just whatever's in the moment. There's like a list of things in my brain that I won't say. So as long as I don't say any of that, I check that list off. Anything else is cool.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
It's the call outs used to be a lot wilder before.
Oh yeah, used to be way
everything
less
would
PC.
circulate the internet at a rapid pace and go viral stupid quick.
Yep. Oh yeah, yeah. There's things that I've heard that would definitely get you canceled.
Oh yeah,
you would have no more shows.
Yeah, I know you've heard a ton of it, especially being around, like you said, doing vocals since 2002. I remember the shows.
Different world.
Yeah,
it's a different kind of hardcore. It's a different kind of scene right now. It's more
for
inclusive.
Sure.
There was no inclusivity back then.
No, it was
a lot of exclusives.
A lot of violence.
Yeah, lots of violence. lots and lots of violence.
Okay, so do you have any pre-show or studio rituals? This is kind of a sports-inspired question. And the reason I ask this, a lot of times, like, athletes will wear, like, I have to wear a certain pair of socks, or I have to do this before the game, right? And then I've noticed a lot of musicians, not necessarily to that degree, but there are, like, hey, I'll wear my show clothes, my tour clothes, or I wear, like, a certain pair of shoes on stage, or I've had one person that drinks a certain Gatorade, like, before the studio, and some people say don't say anything about it being a good show until you leave the city. Like, there's just different, like, weird little superstitions that don't matter. Like, in the grand scheme, the show's probably going to go fine, but it's like that placebo effect kind of thing. Is there anything like that you have?
Yeah, it's kind of weird, though. It depends. It's like, it's kind of weird. Oh, here we go. So, if it's like it depends on if it's like a really big show, then what I will do is I will find whatever, like, material, like grass or dirt, and I'll grab it out of the ground and rub it in my hands.
Okay.
And I have like a little saying that I say to myself, and then I feel like I'm okay. I can take on where I'm at.
Is it like a grounding thing for you? Kind of like
just, I think it's like because I just like all of my anxiety is peaking. It's like going to be a crazy show. I gotta like get into the mindset of like, yo, don't let your brain go crazy. You got to do your thing, and like that's kind of like helps me get there. Which I don't know why I just told you that. That's why I'd never say that to anyone. But
hey, that's sick. That's the first one. I like that though. I appreciate that. Hell yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah,
it's funny. Like, that's one of the reasons I love this show is like how you get to the point of being, Myke Terry on stage, like or recording, like what you need to do to get your voice ready, get your mind ready. It's so different than like we were talking about Plea for Purging earlier, like what Andy has to do, or like, what Joe has to do for like fit and stuff like that. Like, it's so interesting the way what all we have to do, the routes we have to go to get to that point, like to get our mind and our voices ready. We're all essentially going to the same area, like vocally and stuff. I mean, not, but you know what I mean. Like you're going up to perform vocally
to that zone, to that space.
But it's really cool, like what each person has to do, because it's vastly different. There are similarities along the way. Like Xena screaming is a staple in the metal scene.
100%.
Yeah, like 100%. You'll hear that the most common thing, but like the different warm ups, the different things, from the tease to like the mist, like the vocal mist to different things. Like I've heard infrared, like it's crazy.
That shit, none of that shit works for me, man. That's all. I feel like it's just, man. Yeah. And it doesn't taste good. So now I'm fighting the taste, like that chloroseptic spray. Oh, God, I tried that for a while. That's when I was trying to like figure out how to do it, and I was just ruining my voice. So there's like, just spray this on there. This will be better. A throat coat. And then you have, a throat coat, and you have all this film on your voice. So now you can't get to the real you.
Yeah.
You just need to learn, so those kind of things, I don't know. For me personally, it doesn't work. Some people swear by it.
I could never do throat coat. It just, like I felt like I ended up hurting myself worse.
Yeah,
it's like I pushed more because I didn't like the feel wasn't right.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Because you can feel it. Like when it's like when you're locked in, everything's it's smooth. But with that film on your vocal cords, it just like, I don't know. It feels oily and nasty. I don't like it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay, so your band Fire from the Gods has a single that will be out when this episode comes out, called Human. Tell us a little bit about that.
So we actually, that song they had been kicking around with Clint from Seven Dust. He helped write that song with us. They had the music already, and like the general idea of like kind of like the melody of like the chorus, and then we just we tweaked it a little bit and then filled in with the verses, and it came out sick, man.
Dude, I have to say, I'm so glad you said you worked with Seven Dust, because like honestly, whenever I got to hear the song, that's the chorus and stuff, I was getting Seven Dust vibes.
100%.
Like as soon as I heard it, I was like, damn, this is bringing me back to like Animosity and stuff. Like I was like, man, I am getting hardcore 705.
For sure, yeah. He and Richie, all the band, they're really good friends. They've toured together before, and I guess by the time this is out, I can say we're going on tour with them. So we'll be on tour with them next year. So we're gonna be doing some shows with them. So you know, so it's been cool, man. Like just to be able to cultivate that relationship, and obviously that's a band I've looked up to for forever. You know, being since like elementary school. So.
Yeah,
I'm very looking forward to that for sure.
That's an insane tour, man. Congrats. That's some bucket list shit right there. That's crazy.
Yeah, for sure. That's the only band I'm gonna say. The lineup is fucking stacked though, for sure. It's crazy. So
absolutely. That's crazy. Hopefully that comes to Nashville. I know you can't say anything. It does. It does. I mean, okay.
We're playing that whole area, East Coast, and all that good stuff.
I mean, you could have baited me along a little bit. You just, you had to go on and just
Because I've been trying to get out there for so long, man. We haven't played Nashville. I haven't played Nashville in probably 10 years. So
I feel like Volumes doesn't really come to Nashville much. I don't.
Actually, I think we had some issues there for a while. We weren't really allowed to play there for a little bit, but we squashed the beef.
Was it a venue?
It had nothing to do with me. So, yeah. I don't even know if the venue is still here anymore. So.
Oh, I mean, you're going in my era now. I feel like there's two venues that come to my mind right now. One of them does not do metal shows. Another one is closed down.
Okay, so I'm thinking my closed. Is it Rocket Town?
No, Rocket Town's still there, but they are.
Okay.
I knew it would be Rocket Town. Okay, the two I was thinking of is the Muse.
The Muse we played there a bunch. That was straight. I mean,
if you had issues at the Muse, you would have had to done something really, really bad, because the Muse was kind of how we were talking about cancel culture and stuff. Like the Muse back then was, as far as Nashville goes, wild.
Yeah, anything goes in the Muse, man.
Rocket Town was more of the they were strict because they were a Christian venue that they were very selective of who they let in, but then they would let in shows that I don't know. I don't think they do metal shows at all anymore.
Yeah, do they? Yeah, I think that they stopped. At least I heard that they stopped because of violence and the whole nine.
I mean, they would book like Whitechapel and all these bands, and then what do you think's gonna happen? Like,
come on, man. Yeah, come on. You gonna play your Christian band inviting Whitechapel to your. Surprised they ain't busted the flames when they pulled up off the rip, Like, come on, man.
Yeah, they shot
the research.
I remember going. I was at one of the Whitechapel. They used to have crazy shows there. They would have some big shows, but I remember it was one of the chapel.
They're from that area, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was a Whitechapel video shoot for Breeding Violence, maybe. I'm trying to remember the song it was, and it was just chaos. Just pure chaos the whole time.
All you can fight buffet, man.
Oh yeah, it was wild. So, on that note, so Volumes might be coming to Nashville too. Are we double dipping?
Some say it is so. Some say it is so.
Might get a little double. I like that.
We're working on it, man. We're working on we're being very selective about what we're able to play, just because we want to do it right and do it smart, and It's just the way that all of our lives are working out right now. Everyone's so busy doing their own things. It's just like we want to do it smart and just have we want to do quality over quantity this year.
Yeah.
And hopefully then we can go to quantity later on. But for right now, we just gotta play it smart.
Yeah. And I'm not shocked that you guys had trouble with Rocket Town. Just saying, I mean, there's a reason they don't do metal shows anymore.
Yeah, for sure, man. I mean, it's just like once it starts getting out of hand, they're like, hey, and it's like it's too late. The ball's already rolling.
There was a lot of it was a cool venue, and we played some cool shows there, but there was a lot of, I don't know. I preferred the Muse. I preferred the more dive bar, Wild West. You kind of knew you knew based on the show, you're like, this is gonna be a rough night. But I mean, you also knew the dudes over there getting rough. I don't know. It was like there was a respect, and it was it wasn't malicious. No, I had a comfort there. I don't know what it was. People were like, I would be nervous going there. I'm like,
No, man. It's
Hey,
chaotic.
we throw
Like,
down, they throw down, like,
yeah.
it's good. We're good.
Yeah, exactly. It's not that bad at all.
Yeah. All right, so let's ask some fun questions. Like,
Right.
do you have a favorite show that stands out to you that you've played over your career?
Fun? Mm. Swanfest for Volume. Swanfest, both years were sick. Both years we played were sick. The first time we played in Colombia, that was amazing. Actually, that's probably like my most favorite shows. That whole trip was insane. It was an awesome time. That was like a life-changing thing for me. Yeah, for sure. That one sticks out the most.
What about favorite places to play?
Wow. Let's see. London at the Underworld. That place is sick. It's really small. It's really hot. It's fucking dingy, but it's always the shows go off there. I've always had 6 shows. Chain Reaction, RIP. That's a venue out here in California that,
Legendary venue.
Yeah, super legendary, man. That was always a really good time to play, And then, again, it's like a really dingy, it was all like kind of like hole in the wall, but it was just intimate and like,
There's something about those venues.
You get this, you get sweat on you and you sweat on someone else and like, you smell a hot breath and all kinds of shit, man. It's just like, oh, you with your bros, man. It's the shit, man.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know. It just gets me going, man. That's fine. I don't know, man. Like, I guess like bigger shows, just all like Warped Tour. That was, just anytime that we did Warped Tour, like all those shows were just fucking phenomenal. Like, mind-blowingly cool, man. Just to be able to see that and have that energy, that's kind of, yeah, that was. I'll leave it at that.
Okay. Hell yeah. What about, do you have is there a favorite tour you've done that sticks out?
With Volumes, the Born of Osiris, Veil of Maya tour.
Oh my gosh.
Any of those. Oh god.
That tour sounds like chaos.
Oh man. Yeah. We can't. There's a rule. We can never tour together again because of how chaotic. We all love each other, respect each other, but we know we can't come together like that. Not unsupervised like that. You can't. It's just you can't do it.
We all know Boo is a mild band, anyways. We know that.
Yeah, man.
Super mild.
I think they're all mild now, but
they used to.
When they were thrown down.
Yeah, it used to be wild. Yeah. Those dudes have done good though. I remember like showing my age. Damn, the MySpace Rosecrans, like when they were leaking stuff, getting ready for Born of Osiris, and they're like teasing the Born of Osiris songs coming out for New Rain, and
yeah, man. Gosh, what a time! That was so sick. That's because, especially that kind of metal was just like, whoa, what the fuck is this?
So different.
It was such a it was so new and so crazy and just like groundbreaking. It's like, and all the dudes were super young too, so it was just like it made it even cooler. So I don't know, it was amazing.
They were fresh out of high school, right?
I think so.
They were young, like
yeah. And
then of course Veil of Maya coming up too, like both bands at the same time. It was just man.
When Veil of Maya hit, dude, I was like, I was about to give up on music, man. That shit was so insane. Like, I had never heard anyone make all of those sounds on one damn guitar. I was flabbergasted, bro. Yeah. And then because I saw them, we saw them play when Bury Your Dead was on tour, and we saw them play for the first time. I think it was either Bury Your Dead, it might even been Cassius. One of those two bands. It was a long time ago. Then we played before them, and they just set it off, and I was just like, what? Marco Kubo was freaking out. And after that, I was like, dude, this is insane. And that first album that they had, I had just got a car when that album came out, and that was that album and In Rainbows were the only albums I played for like 2 years straight. I think when I sold the car, those 2 CDs were still in the player. I played them so much; it was just constant rotation, man. magical.
Oh yeah, I miss those days. There was something about that. Like I don't know. I
It's a
was
very
kind of like that too.
special
I would
time,
just get a
man.
CD I like a band, like an album, and I would just it would like you said it would be rotation,
Yeah. Yep.
and I would just
And it
front to
was cool
back.
because you had like the tangible, you had the book, you could read the lyrics and like look at the thanks and be like,
Mm-hmm.
man, whoa, that's sick. Yeah, you know, like those kind of like, it was like an experience. Just like, you know, man, I feel like back in my day,
Yeah,
you
dude,
know,
I
like
loved physical
it's,
media. Like I was a
yeah,
big physical media fan. Like I still have a shitload of the CDs like
yeah,
stuck back and band DVDs. Always nerd out on band DVDs, especially like
yeah,
growing up wanting to see like what did Lamb of God do or what how did they do this or what's behind the scenes in the
right.
studio and just I don't know. That was always stuff that was into me. Part of why I made this show just because this kind of stuff, the behind the scenes like stuff, really intrigues me.
Yeah, I mean, it's really cool, like to see how bands operate or see like what their process is,
Mm-hmm.
because it, like you said, it's so drastically different. Like, you know, of than any of the other projects. And it's just like cool to see how you guys get along, and also like where your pitfalls are, like because it's like a learning experience. It's like how to exist
Yeah,
cool with other guys and get along, and you know, how do you guys do it? How do you guys get along? Or like, you know, because you know, not all the time do band members get along. Sometimes, you
right.
know, shit gets a little hectic. So it's cool to
Especially when
watch
you're
how bands
touring.
do it. Yeah. So for me, I like to look at it to see what to avoid and like
Yeah,
how not to act. You know, just because I want to have the most easy, smooth sailing. You know, no drama time on the road. You know,
oh yeah,
so nothing worse than having to wake up and be like, ah, these motherfuckers, or like hating the people you're on tour with. Like, dude, it's so rough, man. So it just takes the fun out of playing the music, you know. And
yeah.
that's not what it's about. It shouldn't be about beef and like strife within the camps. It should, you know, it's about playing music and you know, giving the good energy out. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. While we're on that subject, what kind of advice do you have for musicians and bands wanting to tour more and get on the road, or maybe they haven't got on the road yet? What kind of advice could you give them?
Just don't be afraid to try, man. I mean, I like it's so different like how to get on the road. I honestly don't know because it's been so long since I've had to say how do we get on the road,
Yeah,
you know, like without having someone knowing someone to know, like to help connect the dots. I mean, and that's shitty to be like find someone, you know, get it in, but I mean honestly, you know, if you just put yourself out there, meeting people, meeting like if whatever the genre is, like where you aspire to see yourself, work towards meeting those people and like getting in and like, you know, just learn and like, you know, make the acquaintances and, you know, make yourself presentable and be a cool guy and like be just or a cool girl or whatever it is, just a cool person, cool individual, and just be like, you know, just be cool
yeah,
basically, and just be like kind and you know, this it's just a lot of there are a lot of dickheads and there are a lot of shady people in the industry. So like if you are a genuine person, that shit usually puts you ahead. And like because people it's a breath of fresh air when you can work with someone who's fun to work with and
yeah,
who's no not egotistical or hard to connect with because so that's what it's about is connecting, you know, and like if you can't connect with somebody, what are we doing here? You know what
yeah.
I mean? So I have
Absolutely.
to stay just try and just stay rooted and just pace yourself, man. Like shit ain't easy and it ain't gonna come overnight. And if it does, it'll be fun, but it's not gonna last you for a long time because you know you gotta learn. You just gotta. As cliche as it is, you gotta eat shit for a while. You know, it's just how bad do you want it? You know, it's kind of the thing. You just gotta be stubborn to stick it out. It's the only thing. It's be a cool person to be in a band with. Be stubborn to stick through the dumb shit, and just you know, don't write music that sucks. That's the first
That
step.
last one helped a lot.
That usually helps.
I love it.
Or actually, you know what? It is cool to write music that sucks, you know, because that is too a learning experience. Not all the time they got to be bangers, man.
Yeah,
There's plenty of stuff in my catalog that I'm not proud of that I wish never saw the light of day. But I'm glad that it got there because it taught me what I don't want to do and like why this doesn't work or why it doesn't sound good or why is it not hitting with people. And like after it's out, when you can turn around and look at that and see what it was, you can kind of see, all right, yeah, that was kind of whack, you know. I
yeah.
get it. So it's it's all part of the learning experience.
It's all stepping stones, like lyrics, all that. Like you're not just
Yeah.
gonna write golden stuff like every time.
Nah. Nah.
Learn from it, keep evolving, keep improving, keep at it.
Yeah, for sure. And then sometimes those you never know. Like sometimes those really rough ones that come out, they when they do finally surface, they're gems. You don't realize how special of a time you were, or how vulnerable you were when you were
Yeah.
recording this one thing, and when you come back to it, you're like, oh, maybe this is actually something. So we have like a saying when we are recording, we'll try it. If it works, we use it. If we don't, if it doesn't feel right, and if it doesn't, it's not even if it sucks. It's just like if it doesn't feel right, if it doesn't fit if it doesn't facilitate what we need at this time, then we don't use it. Man. And that just kind of frees up. It frees you from having to like be like, oh, I gotta do it this way. I gotta smack it. I gotta nail it. Like sometimes my takes are gonna sound like ass. Like sometimes it's gonna be rough. Like sometimes it's gonna be flat. It's not gonna be good. But that's the cool thing is we get to work at it and then craft it into what we want it to sound like, and then have something that you're proud of.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. Do you have any fun tour stories you can share that could see the light of day? Because I know there's stuff that we probably definitely don't need to bring up.
Yeah, man. On the Born of Osiris and Veil of Maya tour, we I mean, there's no secret. We used to get crazy. So a couple of dudes in I forget who. Everyone was like, we should get lean while we're in France. We're in Paris. We're playing Paris. Show us sort out. Like we should get some lean. So everyone's like, whoever. It's like back on those in that day. It's like whoever had a bad idea, someone would have a worse idea, and then that idea got worse and worse until we just this ball of shitty idea that sounds awesome to a bunch of degenerates. So we're like, all right, because we were really into ramen at the time. So we went to we go to the middle of Paris. So we're acting like dumb Americans. We find lean because apparently you could get it for cheap there. So we get lean. We put in these big giant 3-liter bottles of Sprite. So we're just drinking lean in the fucking city streets. And someone has a bright idea. Let's get scooters. So we get scooters. We're riding around drinking lean. And we go and trying to find the sickest ramen places, and because we had like looked it up, researched it. So, but we're all fucked up on lean. So it took us like an hour and a half of riding around the city trying to figure out where the place is. We get there, the ramen was incredible. Someone has a great idea, pour lean in the ramen. So now we're pouring lean in the ramen.
Oh no.
Yeah, so you can see where this is going. So. By the time this is in the early afternoon. So by the time it's time to play the show, it's just like, oh. So everyone was just, needless to say, it was like probably one of the worst. I think there's a video of us ripping, and like I think it's like I fall down like 14 times in like 40 seconds, and I was like, dude, why did we do this? In my head, I'm like fighting for my life. I'm like, bro, this was a terrible idea. And everyone's just like, it was just like, everyone was just so slow. It was just like, it was one of the more excruciating. It was fun while we were doing it because it was like, oh, we're lit, right around the city. But then when it came time to work, it was like a nightmare. It's like, okay, now you have to perform. And I thought, it will wear off in time. And it was like, took me like 2 days to snap back, bro. After that, I was like, I will never do this ever again. It was just like, one of the, and we're in Europe too, so it's like it's cold. I felt sick and just slow for 2 days, and it's like depressed. It was just like really bad. It was rough. So that's why I would never do it again. But I guess that's one of the more tamer stories. That's probably the tamest.
Honestly, I didn't think it was going towards a show. I literally thought when you started that was like post-show shenanigans, like y'all are getting into. This is even better than it went into the show.
We woke up at like 9 a.m. Everyone's like, yeah, let's go raise the city. Fuck yeah. And then someone was like, let's get some lean. We're like, yeah. So we got lean. I think somebody got hash too. It was like all kind of downers going on. It was just bad news. And like we had to play this energetic show at the end of the day, at the end of the night. And everyone was looking at us like we were crazy. But I mean, I think that we pulled it off. We pulled it off, obviously, but it was one of the more struggle bus moments for me, and I'm glad that I'll never have to do that again.
Live and you learn. That's awesome. For sure. I'll never forget one of the first times I think I saw Born of Osiris. They were at the Muse, I think, in Nashville, and they were doing sound check. They were just kind of getting like on the scene, right? Like they were just starting. They hadn't got nowhere near where they are now, but yeah. Ronnie comes out, and, you know, people are like, yeah, all right. They're all like celebrating, and like we're like right there on the stage, and he just leans down, and he's like, I'm so fucked up, and then just starts running, goes back. Dying laughing.
That sounds about right. That sounds about
They threw down though, like even if he was like, I mean, they still handle business. They did the thing.
For sure, man. I mean, I think on that tour, I think we were like, who could be the most out of control and still pull off a good show. Pull off a good show. That was kind of like where our mindset was at the time, which is so unhealthy and so insane, but we were just that unhealthy and insane. So, you know.
Sounds like a wild tour. So, is it safe to say they are some of your favorite tour mates, or no?
Yeah, for sure. For sure. 100%, man. I love those guys the most. Shout out to both Veil of Maya and Born of Osiris. So, I love those dudes.
Who else are some people you love touring with?
Ooh, let's see.
Without throwing anybody under the bus.
No, I mean, there really hasn't been any band that I have not really enjoyed being on tour with. It's always a good time, man. I can try to get along with everybody. Spite's really fucking fun to tour with. Those dudes are sick. Burials was a lot of fun. Let's see. Let's check the old. Let's see what we have here. Thanksgiving Dance was sweet. Suicide Silence, they were awesome. Upon the Burning Body. Yeah. It's so many bands, man. I try to make friends with everybody. So, you know, I love being on tour with people who like to have fun. And, you know, I don't think I've really ever met too many bands that are like sticks in the mud, I guess.
Yeah.
That aren't just, you know, everyone it's like you gotta cut loose a little bit, you know?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, gotta get the rock star life just a little bit. I mean, I know it's not. Everyone seems to think like touring is glamorous, you know, like.
Yeah, that's the biggest misconception.
Yeah, everyone. Yeah.
Even at the even levels higher, like even at the top levels, the same kind of shit happens, just on a more aggressive scale. You know, like you have the same problems, still hurry up and wait, and the bigger you get, the more hurry up and the more waiting. And it's just you know, I feel like it gets worse. And then you're employing more people, and then more people depend on you. So it's no longer just you and the band, and you guys in the band figuring it out. Now you got to worry about everyone else, and so that's a whole different dynamic of stuff. And it's just like, I don't know, gets out of hand real fast.
Yeah, it's crazy. Do you guys have like a content guy and everything? Do you have like someone going around taking pictures and all? Because I noticed like we kind of talked about how bands have like evolved, right? Like over that used to not be a thing. Like you would get people would come to shows, take pictures, and then like send them to the band, stuff like that. But now it seems like more and more bands are taking photographers and like videographers and stuff on tour to make stuff to post daily to keep that social presence. Do you guys do that as well?
Yeah, we try to. You know, it's just I like it because I'm terrible about filming and that kind of stuff, and so I do want to remember, and I'm just terrible about taking photos and doing the thing and like being diligent about it. So having someone who loves to do that and has the eye for it and knows how to catch, you know, moments and just you know, emotions and stuff like that, because it's so much of that going on tours. It's to have someone there to capture that. You know, I think that's really important, especially for when we get old. I mean, even now, like pictures, like you know, there's no secret we lost a bandmate. So having someone out to film and capture those moments with Diego is like, you know, those are priceless. You know, but they're like, I'm so glad that we had someone there to do that, because otherwise it would just only be, I would have nothing tangible.
Yeah.
Like, and like, you know, so for that, I think it is for the fans for sure, because the fans do want to know what's going on behind the scenes, and they want to feel a part of it, and we want to include them and make them feel a part of it, the ride with us. But there is a certain part of it that I think it's important, just for selfish reasons, just because I like this is all going to go away someday, and so having those kind of keepsakes, I think that would be really really nice.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, a few more questions for you.
Cool.
First thing is, I want you to just kind of have the floor, plug whatever you want to plug. I know you have a tour. We've talked about it coming up in, you said a week from, about a little over a week. You'll be going on tour.
Mm-hmm.
Plug that for Fire from the Gods. Volumes has a new album. You have a single for Fire from the Gods. Volumes has a tour. Like, there's a lot going on. So just plug away anything, everything, your stuff, solo, whatever.
All right. Drum roll. Let's see here. Okay, so Volumes has put out an album called Mirror Touch. It is out everywhere. It has streamed so far 2 million streams, and that is so fucking sick, man.
That is awesome.
I have to say thank you to everyone, man, that has been listening and supporting. It took us a lot to get that out, and it's so cool that it's being received so well, and everyone's still rocking with it. So thank you very much. We are going to be touring this year. We have the Mirror Touch tour in March with Notions, Cat's Claw, and Volumes, and that's going to be like our Midwest run. We're gonna play all kinds of music, all of the old stuff. Like we're gonna go all out, just because we haven't been on tour in a while, and we really want to like give thanks back to the bands, to all the bands, to all the fans, and I think that'll be a lot of fun. But before that, I'm leaving for the Human Tour of Fire from the Gods, and that's gonna be with For the Fallen Dreams, Divide the Fall, and Varsity. That starts on the 22nd in Austin at Come and Take It Live, and I think it goes for like a month. So we'll be doing that. We have a song called Human that comes out this Friday on January 9th. It'll be everywhere, so check it out. We're going to be on tour a lot this year. With both bands, we're doing double duty. I have never done this before, so we're going to see how it goes. I'm very excited. And it feels cool to be able to be in a band and be in 2 different projects and have music coming out at the same time. And so thank you to everyone who's listening and rocking with me. Appreciate it.
How is it being in 2 different projects as far as like a creative aspect? Does it scratch like multiple itches, like as far as like that art side of you, or like is it strenuous? Like, well, how does it feel?
No, it's not. I don't think it's not difficult as far as like any difficult. I don't think it's difficult at all. Honestly, it's really like I am getting to scratch the itch, man. I get to do all kinds of things. It's because we're experimenting in completely different ways, especially with Volumes. You saw how we've gone from Suffer On to Adrenaline. That spectrum of sound, and with the new Fire from the Gods album that we're working on, and the EP that we're putting out, and the stuff that we have coming out this year, we are experimenting in a completely different way, and it is awesome. Like it's cool. Like we're doing, I'm playing guitar more in this project, so that's another aspect that I didn't think that would come back around, and that's happening, and it's been cool, like kind of shaking the cobwebs off and like you flexing that creative muscle again. So it's been sick, man. I said, like, having like both teams and both bands being very supportive and allowing me to be myself and pushing me to do my thing, and like and coming up with helpful tips and like ideas and stuff like that to like challenge me, to push me in a way to do things, to perform. And it's cool, man. I feel like it feels like I'm actually doing something where like I'm working to my full potential, because being in a band is tough and stuff like that, but there's a lot of downtime, to hurry up and wait. So it's like being able to be in 2 different projects when one band is sleeping, I'm able to keep working and do that back and forth. And so it just gives me, I just feel a lot more fulfilled, at least for right now. Maybe it'll get too crazy and I have to figure something out, but at least for right now, I'm in a good spot.
And then you add the black metal band in.
Yeah, that's coming. It's gonna be I'll be there. They'll be there for sure, man. One day, man, I swear. Even if it's just like 3 songs, I'm gonna put something together. So.
Do it. That would be so sick.
Any black metal artists, any musicians that are trying to get weird, let me know. Hit me up.
That would be sick. Make a super group and just go throw down.
Oh, that'd be sick. Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Well, I've been lucky enough to hear Human. It is a banger. It's so sick. You guys crushed it. And Mirror's Touch for Volumes. We've talked about it. It's a really good album. Very catchy. It's been stuck in my head, humming it and stuff. So, you guys, awesome stuff. I can't wait for everybody else to hear Human. And obviously, when this comes out, Human will be out, and you'll be on the road, I'm sure. So.
Yep. Yeah. So. We leave. I leave a week from tomorrow to start rehearsals, and then we take off. First show's on the 22nd.
All right. Well, I have some fun questions that I want to ask before I get to the final question. Okay. Frontman or vocalist? Which one is harder? Because it can't. I mean, and how
I guess it's like one of the same for me, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's supposed to be, but like, so how I preface it, like, there are people that maybe that their bag of tricks vocally is not as extensive, right? Like, they can't sing, scream, they can't do like the crazy gutturals to the highs to, they're maybe more of a one range, but they can command a crowd from the opening note to the finish. Like, they have them in the palm of their hand. They just, anything they say, they'll do. And then on the opposite side, there's some vocalists that can do everything under the sun, but they don't command the audience. And obviously, like, the perfect blend is to be one and the same, right? Like, you can do it all while keeping the engagement. Right. Which one would you say is harder?
I don't know, man. They both come pretty easy for me.
There you go. Some people, it's like natural, that charisma, I guess. Like, it's just...
Yeah. I think the hardest part about being a front man is when you're playing first on a tour, or you're playing a cold room where people don't really know who you are. So you got to push that extra. You got to give them that extra nudge to make them want to get into why. Like, you're the first on the tour out of, you're on tour with like some major band. They don't give a fuck about you. They just want to see whoever's playing, who they paid the money to see. So you got to win them over. So I think that part is way more difficult because you're involving an element that's out of your control. You have to bend it to how you want it to go. Whereas as long as you can sing good or perform, you're nailing it, you're good. If you have that, then you're fine. But it's really hard to hold that and to make sure, like, especially if it's like a big venue, not a lot of people in the room yet. So you got to reach the back of the room too. It's just like that. That's when it starts to get. That's when it's stressful because it's like, oh man, hey, cold room, tough crowd. That's probably the harder one, for sure.
How was it going from clean singing to screaming and learning that? And was it hard to learn to like transition between the two when performing?
I think for me, it was harder going from screaming to singing, I think. Yeah. Because it was like, I'm jets blazing. How do I bring this to, bring it back and then go this, like, up, that kind of motion. Like, that was kind of really difficult for me to grasp at first because I was too emotional and like pushing too hard. Yeah. And so I'm lost in the moment of like, and like going full speed ahead and like not paying attention to it. You gotta break. You gotta slow down, man. You gotta deliver the part in a nice way. And so that's why I would like crash and like burn my voice out around then. That's kind of where that was like, at least in the beginning, that's where my pitfalls were. It's like trying to slow it down and take myself out of the equation and just realize that you're just a messenger. Like, you can, when you're writing it, yeah, sure, that's like you're full of the emotion, but when you're performing it, you're just a messenger. You gotta like take yourself out of it to a point where you can just deliver it objectively, I guess. Yes, that's the word. Yeah.
Okay, I love that.
That's super helpful for me because I used to like, I would get, because I get emotional, man. I'd be crying, can't get through the damn song, and nobody is like, cool, man. Like, we get it, you're emotional, but people pay to see you sing the song, not see you cry on stage, man. Pull it together. Yeah, and so like, I mean, it was a real problem for me, and it was just because I was thinking about what it would take me to the place that I was singing about, And that's like, that's not the time for this. You can still walk that line of feeling it and then still deliver it in a way that, you don't, it's not gonna fucking ruin you every time you sing the song. You got to do this for 6 weeks, man. You can't be crying for 6 weeks. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. Hell yeah. What are some of the old songs you're playing on the Volumes tour? Like, how far back are we going?
All the way.
All the way. Okay.
Concept of Dreaming. I don't want to give.
Yeah. Don't say anything.
Yeah, I don't want to give it away, but all of the ones we have been seeing the comments, and I will say we are going to play Through the Trees. So please stop asking. We're going to play it. We're going to fucking play the song. I promise you. We love playing that song. We played it the last time we played. We played on the last tour. I'm pretty sure we did. So everyone's like, "You guys never played Through the Trees." I'm like, dude, we so played Through the Trees, man. So we're gonna play Through the Trees. We're gonna play a bunch of stuff off of the. I promise you guys, it's gonna be good. We played for like an hour and 15 minutes, man.
Oh shit.
So, yeah, it's gonna be a ripper.
Yeah. Hell yeah. It's awesome. Yeah. Well, I have one more question for you. I'll let you go. Again, I appreciate your time in it. It has been an honor, and thank you again for being on here. The final thing is, I just like to let you have the floor to inspire the vocalists out there. Maybe they're a new vocalist wanting to pick up the mic, or maybe they've been at it for a little bit, or even a veteran, they're in a rut or something. What kind of advice can you give to the vocalists, singer, songwriters out there?
Okay. For the beginner, I would say in the beginning, you got to really, the hardest lesson for me was you have to, because I just doubted myself and doubted my abilities, is you really have to learn how to fall in love with what's coming out of your mouth. Like, with your voice and your own sound and your own, like we idolize singers. Like Tom York is my favorite singer. Like, I could sing like him, but I'm never going to sing like him. I'm never going to sing his voice. I could do my rendition of a Tom York, but I'm never going to sing like him. So you have to be able to accept that and come to terms with that. And then that is where you find your own voice. And so like, that's where you learn like, okay, well, I don't have to sound like this person to still be a voice and like still be successful and still sound good. And then you just kind of like look at it in that right. And then it's like, it makes it easier to just trust yourself. And then like, I think that really will unlock a lot of doors for you. It's trusting, because it's really scary going into the mic and going into the studio for the first time and you've never recorded before. And you have these ideas of how you're supposed to sound and how you think you're going to sound when the speakers come on. And it sounds complete. It's like getting hit by a truck. Like even now, like it doesn't sound the same. Like we'll start tracking and I'll be like, how's that? And it's like, I was like, I swear up and down it sounds like hot trash. But then you hear the playback, you're like, oh, that don't sound that bad at all. It sounds way better out coming back than it does going in, because just things happen, man. You get in your own head, and that's never going to change. You just need to like trust yourself, take it easy, and if you trust what's coming out of your voice, then that's kind of like I think that'll help. For the veteran who has like writer's block, I dealt with this for a while. I had writer's block for a really long time, and my biggest advice would just be to hang in there, man. Really hang in there and just try to like think. Just when you like, a lot of times it's usually blockage from something that for me it was just like trauma, and like I just couldn't get past it. And like you have to like really take a step back and be honest with yourself and kind of like I guess just being more honest with yourself about what's going on outside of the pen, and that taking the focus off of, oh, I gotta make this right, be perfect, or I gotta do this, and I gotta set, and all of these thoughts, and they're all jumbled up. You just got to get back to why you did it. What made you start doing this in the first place? And like, you gotta learn to tune that noise out and like kind of just focus on what's really important. And then the idea is just communication and expressing a feeling. And then that, like, I think being able to break that down and let's get to like the basics of what am I really trying to do is communicate. And if I can't communicate to the pen and I can't communicate anywhere, then that's something that I have to figure out with me. Like, and then you're able to like peel back those layers and really, if you're honest with yourself and get to what's really going on and what hurt you and what it is that's put that stumbling block in your way, and then you just, I don't know, just kind of, I think when you're able to be honest with yourself about that, then that it kind of just gives you a detour, and then it opens you up to being able to like receive that creative energy again, because trauma will stop you up, man. You can't think, if you're hurt, like, it's like, I equated it to get kicked in the balls. Like, if you've ever been kicked in the balls or punched in the stomach, time stops, everything stops. You can't do anything. You got to really like focus and like chill and like be honest with yourself. This hurts. Yeah, this sucks. Let me just take a second and like work through this. And then, you figure out a way to get it out and the pain stops. But that's what I had to do. And, don't take my word for it, because who knows? I mean, that's how it worked for me. That's how I rationalized it, just because my life was it was in a really bad place, especially like after losing Diego, and like I had never experienced that kind of hurt before, and it was a lot to work through. So yeah, you just gotta, I would just get help with that kind of stuff, and just be more honest with yourself, and that usually will open the door to all of your creative needs, man. Woo.
Yeah. Well said. Thank you for that. That was awesome advice, and appreciate you sharing it with us, man. All right. Well, I've taken up way too much of your time. You're a busy man. You got stuff to do. You got Frenchies to chase around, and
I hear them out there wrestling right now. They're getting loose as we speak, man. My girl just came home, so they're going wild right now.
But I'll have links down below for all the stuff, for volumes, for Fire from the Gods and everything. If you're listening, please go check out a show, stream the songs, stream the album, stream the single, all that good stuff. Myke is going to be really busy, so definitely check it out. Links will be down there in the description. And Myke, thank you so much for your time, man. It's been an absolute pleasure and a blast chatting with you. I've had a lot of fun. And you're the man.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you having me, man. Thank you so much, and thank you to everyone for listening.
Absolutely, and I hope 2026 I know it's going to be a busy year, and I think it's going to be a great year for you, man. I think you guys are going to crush this year, and it's going to be a good year.
Thank you, man. I hope to see you on the road, bro.
Hell yeah, bro. All right, man. You have a good one.
You too, man. Take it easy.
Thank you all so much for watching or listening to this episode of Behind the Vocals featuring Myke Terry of Volumes and Fire from the Gods. Please be sure to check out all the links down below to check out the new Volumes album, as well as the new Fire from the Gods single, and check out for tour dates from both Volumes and Fire from the Gods, and see if they're coming to a city near you soon. Thank you all so much for watching and listening. I greatly, greatly appreciate it, and I'll catch you guys and gals on the next one.